All right, Greg, tournament's over. You're having your little snack. We're going to call this the Snackter View with Greg Hackney.
Keep these people from being hangry during these interviews,
Yes.
you know, so you gotta get a little something on your
I
stomach.
figure if you put something on your stomach, you can think about something other than how the tournament went. I know this is not at all what you expected or wanted, or
No, it's really not, but here's the deal. A lot of times in this deal, you know, it doesn't work out the way you want it. You know, it is what it is. I did have a good practice, and I might have been as confident going into this classic as any before, and of course that went away pretty quick. But I knew the first day, I was like, I probably survived, and I did. But that had to be my weakest day, and I got weaker. You know, I just didn't make the right adjustments.
what is it about you? It seems, and everybody has bad days, but what is it about you? You just seem to understand a fishery. You seem to put things together differently than most, and I think that's what makes the great ones great. But to be able to just kind of tell, what is it about you? Is it just your experience as an outdoorsman in your life, or do you just see things in a way that
You know
clicks?
what? I don't know about that. You know, I just, the Lord blessed me with a talent, and I don't know why. And I love the outdoors, and I love that whole figuring out that how those fish and what they do. I spend a lot of time thinking about it, and I spend a lot of time studying them. You know what I mean? Because I enjoy that. And, you know, I don't know. It's just, if I don't video what I do, you know, when I'm on the lake or whatever, but I probably should, because people should see what I see.
Well, okay, I've been doing this almost 30 years now, and there's guys that are good, and there's guys that get it, and there's very, very few of those, and you're in that category.
I guess that's what disappoints me about these events is that, wow, I've been around them. You know, I was really around some special places this week, and got what is really typically for me, what helps me is to get dialed in quick. And I really started getting dialed in the first day of practice. And the funny thing is the weather got worse after the first day of practice, and I got better. Like it just seemed like every move was the right one. And I don't know, maybe because they took me off the lake for about 3 or 4 days, and the weather changed, and I never could catch up. And it was probably one of the problems is that I'm still thinking about my practice. And if I had any mistake that I made this week would be going back, and I should have completely forgotten about it and completely started over.
That's unusual.
And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't start over.
Very unusual for you.
I did a lot of changing in the areas. I just never changed areas.
Is that just because you knew what was there?
I just felt like I was around them. There really wasn't any place for them to go. That's the other thing that doesn't make any sense is that they don't really have a lot of choices. The only thing, and here's the deal, I don't think they suspended it. If they did, I'd see them. You know?
Yeah, you got the technology now.
I got the technology now to know when that happens, and I never saw them, you know, and the bait's still there. And,
So what did work for you this week?
My backup worked. That was it.
Yeah, but what was it? What did you catch them on? What was that? What was the program?
So, smallmouth were my backup, and I thought I would mix in a couple smallmouth every day. And if it hadn't been for smallmouth, I wouldn't be sitting here today. About everything I caught for smallmouth.
What'd you catch them on?
Rage swimmer, either a 5.75 or a 4.75.
What head? How size head?
Half ounce and a 3/8. I alternated depending on how much current there was.
Current seams, is that what you were looking at?
It was all a current deal.
And in the water with the kind of clarity changing a little bit.
It got dirty today, and they would slack the line and wouldn't get it, and I never caught one on the only, I caught 3 smallmouth today, and they were all on a heavy thunder cricket with the Rage swimmer on the back of it. And I had several of them to slack it because I couldn't on the regular swim bait. I never got a bite today, like not a bite, because the water got dirty.
So they couldn't necessarily see it. Is that what you?
No, that wasn't what it was. It still wasn't dirty to the point where they couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But it was dirty to the point where they wouldn't bite it. But they hit that. But I had a couple of them slack the line on that bladed jig and not get it. I was fishing it on a light line. I said, because they weren't deep. They were 6 foot, but to get it down there and keep it down there, I put it on 12-pound fluorocarbon, and because that rage swimmer has a tendency to want to make that bladed jig rise. And I knew this morning when I got there and the water was dirty, I was like, I need to be, especially in the dark, you know. So I tied it on right off. I caught a 17-inch one right off. I had to throw back. Had one slack the line. Caught a 19-inch one. Then caught a largemouth. Caught a few little largemouth with them. I don't know. And then I would go and pick up a big jig and run some, you know, some channel stuff where I got those big largemouth bites and do that. And I never got one up, never caught one of them. And I went back at the end and tried to finish my limit, you know, on the smallmouth deal. Never got another bite.
It's a little unfair to ask right now when you just come off the water 3 days, but what do you think happened?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, sometimes I do, you know, but I don't know. I mean, nobody else caught them either.
Right.
They've not been weighed in.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch them, nobody else was gonna.
I kept thinking, I thought the first day of, when I was like, I thought the first day of the tournament there would be 3 20-pound bags and 14 pounds would be 25th.
Yeah.
I was blown away. Now I was glad because I didn't catch them either, but.
Well, thanks as always for a great week, brother.
Yes, sir.
See you at the next one.
Enjoy.